Good evening, everyone. How are you? It is your Thursday night show with me. I'm Ping. This is Nights with Ping. It's good to be back. Feel like I haven't seen you in forever, but it really was just yesterday. Sean says, nice graffiti by Reeby, I guess. Could have been anyone. Could have been the bunny on the screen. Maybe he likes graffiti and he did it. You don't know. Um, Kim says she's finally getting notifications. That's good. I'm glad you're getting notifications again. Hey Marilyn, how are you? Emily, my friend Betty C, how are you? DJ, Mr. Dan Yee and his giant dog. Um, Laura T's here too. Same with Rachel. Hey, and Emily Knob. Hey Emily Knob. Good to see you all. I wanted to say thank you to all the people who have become members of the channel. I noticed in my analytics last night, 14 people signed up on the first day. That is extremely kind of you all and very generous. That is very, very sweet of you all. Um, I hope we'll get the emojis done soon. I hope that'll be updated and done. You guys can start playing with them. That'll be a lot of fun. So what can I tell you today? I can tell you that Australia and our female soccer team, the Matildas, are not very good at kicking a ball around. They are very bad at the soccer slash football slash football that people call it. They they got flogged by Germany overnight, 3-0. They are not having a good day. I don't know what happens now, but unless they can magically turn it around, they are probably done. They are not going to have a Olympics to remember. So yes, we are going to do some Olympics over the next couple of weeks. We've decided on uh, gymnastics, swimming, and possibly someone suggested track and field or like javelin, shot put, that type of thing, hammer throw or whatever they call it. Maybe something like that we can do. If you have any suggestions for a sport you want us to hang out and watch together, let me know. World Games is funnier. Okay, could be. All right, let's get started. Let's get going. I have some updated information about the Alison Chao case. Now, we'll talk about several different things, but the first thing, and I think it's the most important thing, is I want to show you this. Justice for Alison, respect her choice, give her a voice. They're having like a rally type of thing. Friday, July 26, 2024, that's tomorrow at Monterey Park City Hall, 320 West Newmark Avenue, Monterey Park, California, 91754. If you are in the area and would like to go to it and show your support, you can head down there and uh, you know, gather with like-minded people and show that you care and you want to make sure she gets a great outcome, that people listen to her and take what she says very seriously because, she deserves to have support, respect, and for her choices to be heard by the court. So I hope I hope that occurs and I hope a lot of people turn up for it. And yeah, so the other bit of information I have is that currently, right now, at least the information that is public, I don't want to use any. I have some other information that's private, but we're still dealing with a 15-year-old here, so I try to be very careful and try to keep it about what's best for her. It says here that currently she's in some sort of like neutral site location is the way I'm gonna describe it. She's currently at a place where neither parent has any access, so that's sort of, it's good for now. She has a hearing coming up on the 30th, which is a Monday. Monday? Tuesday. Monday or Tuesday. She has another hearing coming up then. They'll deal with the issues that arised in the last week, and, hopefully, she'll get a great outcome, and she'll feel a lot better and safer, and then she can try, hopefully, go back to a normal, life of a 15-year-old. That would be nice, right? That's what we'd all like to see. Going back to talking about K-pop, apparently she likes K-pop, and I don't know, whatever else teenage girls do. I don't know what they do. I was a teenage boy, so I don't know. But I do want to address something else. There has been some information floating around for stuff like this. Now, I want to make a comment on this, and I'm going to turn on the camera, and we're going to get going for the night. I'm not going to say who this is apparently attributed to because I can't verify it. But I will say these type of messages really piss me off because when people ask for help, the true crime community, either online, on Twitter, on TikTok, wherever, and look, there are some bad eggs in the true crime community, just like there are in every community. For the most part, people are very giving with their time. They just want to help. They just want a child to be able to go home or go wherever home is for that person that they consider their home and where it's safe. That's what a lot of creators like me, that's why we do this. We want to get their names out there as quickly as possible. We want them to have a good result at the end. We don't want to read a story about someone who is found, you know, the opposite of safe. That's not what we want. We want them to be able to have, you know, safety and come home, make sure they're okay. So when I see messages like this that say, all these typewriter detectives need to stop, basically telling people like me to, shut the F up and get out of this case, I feel like, hey, you asked for our help. You asked to keep her name in the public spotlight, right? That's what you asked for. You don't get to have that good result and just be like, "Hey, we're good now, piss off." The story's not done yet, and I think everyone just wants to make sure she gets what she needs. And I'm gonna continue reporting on it until I see that result. And it says here, we have to remember she's 15 years old and a minor or whatever. Yeah, we know that. We've known that since she went missing. That's why a lot of us, at least, um, majority of people I've seen, there are a few that went too far, but that's their channel, that's their issue to deal with. But for me, I've been trying to keep the details that don't relate directly to it or uh, expose far too much of her like details because she's like underage. Anything I feel like, that shouldn't be out in the public, that's for her family to deal with and for her, then I'm not going to report on it. But I really hate seeing stuff like that because it's like we just try to do the best and it's done in good faith, at least by me. I try to do everything on this channel in good faith. And I've told people, on this channel a million times, I just want people to be able to go home. I just want people to be able to find their family. I just want people to be able to get their name back, that type of thing. That's what I like doing. Um, right. Rachel says, I say 90% of us just want to help, and being rude to people is no way to be. Right. And the one thing I find interesting about this case is that one of the big problems in true crime is not true crime, but like cases, um, crimes or missing people or, stuff like that. Minority people often don't get immediate attention, right? That's one of the big problems we have if you're a Black American or you're Asian or some other ethnicity. They often have issues staying within the media cycle. And I see it as when we cover these type of cases, we're trying to help boost that up and keep that name out there so that they don't fall out of that spotlight. I've seen cases exactly like this where a child has gone missing. They might be a Black American child, a girl, a boy, whatever. They might be someone else, Native First Nations person or something like that. And you'll see one article will have two lines on it saying, this little child, 12 years old, went missing last Thursday. It's like Tuesday the following week, and we get an article about it. And then no one reports on it, and no one ever hears anything again, and it's done. No, you're like, wait, what happened to that child? Did they ever resolve that? Did they ever get found? Did anyone report on this? And that's sort of what we're trying to change. We're trying to make it um, more universal. So it doesn't matter skin color, where you come from, where your family comes from. Just trying to keep names out there so we get a good result at the end. Allison did get a decent result, but again, it's not finished yet. Want to see what happens to make sure she gets what she needs. And then eventually, I suspect when she is able to, she will address the world when she's, I don't know, maybe a couple of years or something. She might speak about what happened to her, or she might just want to go back to her normal life. And I'm sure the majority of us would like to honor that for her. But as far as I'm concerned right now, it's not done yet. And I want to see it through to the end and make sure she gets to go where she needs to and where she feels safe. So, hey Marjorie, good to see you. Thank you, I appreciate that. Kramer, yeah, we don't do that here, but I see these messages a lot, and they really upset me because I'm like, hey, like you asked for our help, and then people are like, whoa, you're making money off these cases and that. So does the media, like NBC, ABC. They make a lot more than we do. Make like $5 a show. They make like millions of dollars from reporting missing person cases and stuff. It's a double-edged thing. It's just one of those things that happens in media. But we try to do the best we can. But I wanted to address that. It's been floating around. You know, yeah. There's been a couple of things with this case where people have felt that they were either not used, but I don't know, just not taken seriously, and I don't know. No respect. I think that's the word I'm looking for. There's some other stuff going on, but I'm waiting to verify it a bit more. We'll find out in a couple of days. There's some other things that I want to address, but right now it's a little up and down. But yeah, as far as I know, she's okay. She's at this neutral location. She has a court date coming up, and yeah, hopefully she'll be okay. Now, Mr. Steve, Mr. SF Investigates did release some documents about when was this? About an hour ago. Now, these contain some very personal information, so I'm not going to read them out word for word, but what I will do, I'll read what Steve wrote, okay? I'll read what he wrote because I think it's a good way of putting it. So let me get my camera on, and then I'm gonna. Does this one have any private details? Let me just check this one document. There's one that has like some information on it that, like, I mean, I guess I can show you, but all right, I will show you this one. Okay, all right. Let me get it set up, and then we'll get going on this. Nope, not that one. Dang, that's the wrong one. All right, here. Is that the right one? No, that's the wrong. Come on. Computers are not being my friend this morning. All right, this one. All right. So these are publicly available documents. These are something that is around. All right. So Steve says here, and I quote, he says, on the same day that Allison's mother was booked on a $100,000 felony charge, a EPO, which is an emergency protective order, was issued against Annie Chao and her father for uh, SA and PA. Yeah, SA and PA. The EPO states that her mother threatened to harm her if she told anyone about the SA. Now, I'm not going to read out the allegation that is on the paperwork. If you do want to read it, they are on Steve's Twitter, and you can read them there. I think they're a little too sensitive. I'm in a bit of a mind of reading it, but they basically detail what she says she told to a is it what is an NP? A nurse? Is that a nurse practitioner? She told someone during a checkup what had happened to her, and the action started to try and help her. So there you go. I don't want to go any further than that, but there is a little bit of context about what was going on in her life at the time. And Steve posted about it today. So there you go. Um, like I said the other day, when they did that press conference the other day on the father's side with the friends, I said not that the father had done anything. I just said we don't know a ton of what's going on behind the scenes because it's a child court custody issue plus some other issues that are going on. Plus, there's another litigation going on as well. So, this whole thing behind the scenes is a complete mess. There is a bunch of bad stuff going on, and it really needs to sort itself out and get her to wherever she can be safe for a long period of time, get her back into normality, that type of thing. You know, it's really important in formative years of teenagers to have stability and like a routine and normalcy and less drama and crazy stuff going on for the benefit of the child. So if the sooner we can get back to that for her, the better for everyone, I think. All right. That's all I'm going to say on that tonight. I do have something else I'm working on in regards to it, but I need more time. I need a little bit more time to dot some I's and cross some T's. I really want to make sure before I bring you this that I can validate it. It is very important. We will talk about it, but I can't be throwing around accusations without having 100% concrete, triple, double checked, stuff. But yeah, I'll let you know as soon as I can do it. Of course, I'll bring it to you. All right, let's get the camera on so you can see this ugly face. All right, we're going to go back to Washington actually. Right now, we're going to go to Washington. Overnight, my time, I got alerted to something going on in Washington. I'm like, Washington? We never go there, very rarely. And then someone sent me a video, and I was like, oh my Lord, is this really happening in just someone's residential area? And they're like, yeah. So we're going to check it out. Hey guys, how are you? Good to see you. Hey, love you all. It says here dozens of shots fired, but also caught on camera in Shaw shooting that left one person dead and two hurt. They said what sounded like automatic gunfire erupted on 7th and O Streets Northwest. A resident who moved to Shaw from Virginia just a year ago said she's considering moving from the area after the event. They said a doorbell camera in DC's Shore neighborhood captured the sound of dozens of shots Wednesday night that left one man dead and two men hurt, cars riddled with bullets, and the neighborhood shaken. What sounded like automatic gunfire erupted on the street just before 9:30 p.m. The shooter or shooters opened fire just steps away from an apartment complex playground and a recreation center. They said this is completely unacceptable and our detectives are doing everything they can to bring these people to justice. Two people were killed and seven others were hurt in at least 5 separate shootings within a span of 7 hours in DC. Police released a image of a Jeep Cherokee believed to be connected to the shooting and another shooting an hour earlier. Here's that car that they're looking for. Look at that. It's not the greatest quality, but that's what they're looking for. And then I'm going to show you the video. This is the Ring doorbell camera. And watch near the end for something, okay? They're so lucky that other people in this home weren't hurt. It really was not good. Yeah. So trigger warning if you're sensitive to this kind of stuff, I guess.
DC police are investigating a series of shootings that left 2 men dead and several others wounded. And one of those shootings was captured on a doorbell camera. Take a listen and listen. Now, this happened near a playground and a popular rec center in the Shaw neighborhood of Northwest Washington. News 4's Darcy Spencer joins us now live with the very latest. Darcy?
Well, Leon, neighbors told me today they are very frustrated about this violence. In fact, one woman I spoke to said she is ready to move, and she's only lived here in this community for about a year. Not only were 3 people shot, a bunch of cars were shot up in this block. Take a look here at this Jeep. Now, neighbors tell me they heard dozens of shots. Neighbors say it sounded like automatic gunfire. Cars riddled with bullets, glass in the street, yellow crime scene tape wrapped around the tree at 7th and O Streets Northwest in the Shaw community.
I don't really stay out in the community too much. That's why. Because every time I turn around, there's a shooting, there's a carjacking. It's just a lot with the youth out here. I have never seen teenagers in between that 16 to 21 so unhinged.
DC police say 2 men were hurt. Another man died in the shooting that happened just before 9:30 Wednesday night. Police released this photo of a Jeep Cherokee believed to be connected to this and another shooting less than an hour earlier.
This is completely unacceptable, and our detectives will do everything that we can to bring these folks to justice.
In the span of 7 hours, 7 were hurt and 2 were killed in at least 5 separate shootings. The 7th and O shooting happened just steps from an apartment complex playground and the Kennedy Rec Center. Children took a morning walk just steps from an area sprayed with gunfire the night before.
It's just inconceivable that we can't manage to get this situation under control.
Alexander Padro is an elected neighborhood leader and head of Shaw Main Streets. He says it's frustrating.
We've managed to turn, the neighborhood around once before. Then we had a significant downturn, during COVID. Immediately after, it's gotten much better. People do feel much more comfortable. They do feel safer. But then incidents like last night happened, and all of a sudden, all bets are off.
Last week, the police chief and mayor spoke about the double-digit drops in crime. Homicide down 26%, violent crime down 33%, and overall crime down 18%. Today, the mayor called this a very tough night.
This may be like a beef-related set of shootings. We're in touch with all of our people on the street who are passing information along, and we will identify the shooters.
No, I did check in with DC police. They say they're still investigating these shootings, but so far there's been no arrest. Back to you.
Thank you so much, Darcy. Darcy Spencer reporting.
That Ring doorbell footage is terrifying. I'm just going to try to see if I can pull up the full version. Hold on a second. Where is it? Okay. Where is it? All right, Washington. All right. Also, someone contacted me overnight saying there was a woman missing in the Cumberland River in Tennessee, and I got word when I woke up this morning that they had been located alive and well. So I'll talk about that in a minute. I just want to find that full version because I want to show you something. It was really brutal in that footage. Where is the fella that uploaded? I think he was for Fox DC. Unfortunately, we can't preload the Twitter ones like I can with the other ones for the show for some reason. Hold on. What is the place, Sean? Sorry about that. All right. There was a very nice reporter who had uploaded the full version. A Ring doorbell. Okay, NBC Washington. Let's go there. Come on, NBC Washington. Help us out. Let's see. Updated 9 minutes ago. Okay. It's the same one we were on. I can't find it, unfortunately. But they're saying here the investigation is ongoing, and DC police said no arrests have been made at this time. Let's check this video and see if this might have it.
We begin with multiple shootings overnight, at least 2 people dead and 7 more hurt. These shootings span the district, but we're joined by News 4's Joseph Olmo in the Shaw neighborhood with what happened there.
Hey there, imagine waking up to this. It is a reality for so many people. At least 9 cars were struck by gunfire during yesterday's triple shooting here just north of the convention center. And now a lot of people are left to pick up the pieces.
I'm scared, yes.
Yeah, it's jarring.
MS4 respond for shooting.
Today, DC residents reacting to a violent 7-hour stretch across the city.
Engine 30 is on the scene, confirming 2 shots.
Between just 7 p.m. Wednesday and 2 a.m. on Thursday, there were at least 5 shootings in DC. 7 people were injured. 2 more people died. At one point overnight, there were 2 shootings within just 45 minutes of each other.
Both incidents tonight is again senseless violence that continues to happen in our community. This is completely unacceptable, and our detectives.
So the footage I wanted to show you, and I can't find it now all of a sudden, it was that Ring doorbell. There's a car that drives past. It's that car you see in the footage, and they drive past the home near the end of it, and then you see a bullet hit the brick facade that you see in the video. And I'm like, if they were just on a slightly different degree of angle, they may have gone straight through the front door and hit a family member, a child sleeping in the home. Like, where are these guys shooting? If it is a beef related incident, like, why is this other home getting hit with stray bullets? I mean, it's not the only thing that happened. DJ sent me a story from the other day. A woman that was out at an event, like she'd come to the city for an event. She was shot and killed by a stray bullet while just standing outside waiting to like go home. Shot and killed while visiting a city that she doesn't live in. You know, from someone being stupid with a firearm late at night. Like, it's really shocking. And these guys, I really wish I could find that video. It just shows you how brazen. Here it is. I found it. It's really brazen what they were doing. Shamari Stone is the person I was looking for. Shamari Stone. Yes, here it is. All right. So this. All right, did you see that? Let's rewind a little bit. Look at that. You can see the brick dust coming out of the wall right there. These guys are further down the street to the right. You can almost see their red tail light here. In the video, you can obviously see where they're parked. You can see the reflection from either, I think it's their rear tail light. You can see the redness here reflecting from their vehicle just up on the corner here. And then they just start firing. You can hear how many shots are coming out. And right here, they drive away. This is the car right here. They were just parked up on that corner, and then they speed away. And I think they even fire a couple more as they're driving away. Let's have a look. Yeah, they do. So as they're driving, they're firing again. Like, I don't know who they were trying to hit or whatever, but that is ridiculous. There could be like little kids nearby. There could be kids in a bedroom. Yeah, Washington, D.C., not Washington Pacific Northwest. It's the one where the political people live in. Shocking. I mean, I can't. I have no idea why you would do this. And you could see in that other video I played, they had so many shootings on the one night around the city, at least 2 maybe linked. possibly 3. The other ones were for other reasons. I mean, a real bad night in DC for those people. I hope they find them, and I hope they find the vehicle too. Marylander says, having trouble joining password format, charging to credit card. What is a password format? What does that mean? I don't even know what that means. Hey, Bella. Watching from Harlan, Kentucky. Hey, we love our Kentucky friends. We have a bunch of them in the chat. It's nice to meet you, Bella. Good to see you. We have heaps of Kentucky people that tune in here. We are big proponents of Tennessee, Kentucky, Carolina, anywhere in the like Tornado Alley or in the South, Louisiana. We have Texas and New Mexico. We have heaps of people from that region. So join in. You're welcome here. Hold on. What are we looking for? Marilyn Landis and Vicky K. One second. I can check for you. Let me go to here. I get a list of people. Who am I looking for? You both are not on there. Yeah, you two are not on there, unfortunately. I don't know what this password thing is, but I don't see either of you. The last person to join was Maria. Maria might have been the last person, or it might have been my friend Kelly. By the way, someone came in, I think it was Diane, and said thank you for the gifted membership. I think that was either Mr. Danny or it was Kathy Lynch. Did she do a gifted one last night? So you can thank those people. I'm just trying to see if there's an update. Hey, Glitter is Forever. Are you here too? Yeah. Hold on, guys. Sorry about that. My postie knocked on the door and he's like, "Hey, are you there?" I was like, "Yeah, but I'm sort of busy." Marlene, that is very sweet of you. Thank you for becoming a member. Maybe it's something to do with the type of device you're on. I know Apple sometimes has issues signing up for memberships. Hey, Vicky fixed it. Thank you, Vicky. Very sweet supporter of the channel. I think there's 2 pages, like, you have to make sure you get to the end. You can't just sort of click on it and say join or whatever. I think there might be 2 things you have to click. Hey, Glitter. Emily Knob says, "Me too, I'll try again." Oh, you guys are very sweet. Very, very sweet. I appreciate it. Yeah, this incident, I mean, I just it's lucky I mean, not lucky, 2 people died. I mean, it is sort of lucky no one else was killed. I mean, just random firing, hitting bricks and stuff. Yeah, so Washington having a bad night. They said, "Look how spread over the city it is too. There's one over here and one over there." They're not exactly close to each other. Yeah, I'll show you the map. Where's the little map? Here. Let me get you on the page. Yeah, look at this. So you got one over there. Look how many different areas they're in all night last night. There's the city and it's on the north side, on the east side, on the south. Shootings all over, yet they were trying to spruik how they have reduced crime and less murders and stuff. I hope they can figure it out and get back to reducing that crime rate a bit more. It's very sad. Okay, let's get to the one in Tennessee. Let me show you this one. Yep. Let's go to WSMV4, whatever that is called. So they're saying here, friends of missing New Jersey woman shocked after she was found along the Cumberland River. The woman was found with ripped, dirty clothes and cuts on her body. I'm glad she was found. After an urgent hours-long search, a missing tourist emerged from the banks of the Cumberland River. Metro National Police calling it a miracle after 33-year-old Ali Chimil was found on Broadway with a friend Wednesday night into Thursday morning. When they got separated, the area crew searched is a spot people across the country are familiar with. It's the same location the University of Missouri student Riley Strain went missing a few months ago and was later found deceased. They said Thursday morning crews with the MNPD and the Nashville Fire Department searched high and low for Chimil, who was visiting from New Jersey. She was seen on surveillance cameras walking around 2 a.m. near Broadway, but was last spotted on Gay Street along the Cumberland River minutes later. I mean, it's almost like a replay of Riley Strain, right? It's almost the exact same thing. He was last seen on Gay Street and he couldn't see him again. And then luckily this woman was found alive. That's a miracle. The last thing we want is that river to claim another life. So let's play the video.
Tonight, after an urgent hours-long search, a missing tourist emerges from the banks of the Cumberland River. Police are calling it a miracle. Good evening, everyone. I'm Tracy Cornett.
And I'm Marius Payton. Metro Police say 33-year-old Alison Chao was out on Broadway with a friend last night when the two got separated. Our Marissa Sulik explains how investigators were able to track her down.
This area along Gay Street is familiar to many people across the country. It's the same spot where University of Missouri student Riley Strain was last seen before he was found dead. But today was a much different outcome. This morning, crews searched high and low for Ali Chimil from New Jersey. She was last seen on this Metro Police camera walking around 2 a.m. near Broadway after a night out with a friend. But Chimil was last spotted on Gay Street along the river minutes later.
I'm gonna start crying because it's not like her to legit anything like this to happen.
Kristen Donarski is Chimil's friend in New Jersey who saw the 33-year-old just last week. She was shocked to hear she was the center of this critical search.
She's really smart and she's always she has a good head on her shoulders and everything.
Police say they found Chimil's shoes and drops of blood on the sidewalk.
Apparently she had made a phone call to her mom, which made her mom believe she was in distress.
Bob Nielsen with the Metro Police Cold Case Unit says with the help of Chimil's mom, they were able to ping her phone.
They had a phone that was pinging and a person that may or may not be in the area.
Kendra Loney with the Nashville Fire Department was there along with our news crews this morning when an officer spotted her come out from the river embankment.
I believe what I heard them say was, "It's her." And then immediately some of the detectives started yelling, "Medic, medic."
He observed her actually climbing up from another part of the riverbank, actually just down here, and appeared to be fine.
Chimil was found with ripped, dirty clothes and cuts on her body.
At this time, she did say that she doesn't know how she ended up in the river.
In Nielsen's 2 decades with the department, this is something he rarely sees.
I think it's truly a miracle that she was fine.
Chimil was taken to the hospital to get checked out.
I tried calling her phone before, but it ended up just ringing.
As for Donarski, she hopes she will be able to talk with her friend soon.
I would tell her I hope that she is okay, and me and my kids really care about her, and we want her to be safe and come home.
I spoke with Chimil's mom this morning, who did not wish to speak with media outlets today. Metro Police say that there is no suspected criminal activity. However, they are still investigating this in the days and weeks to come. They understand right now it is a traumatic time for Chimil.
Now, when we covered the Riley Strain case, we heard from a bunch of women over the past couple of years who had spent time in the Nashville nightlife scene. A bunch of them had reported about having their drinks spiked and then either luckily having female friends around who could notice the signs of severe impairment and get them help or back to a hotel room. Some of them got worse once getting back to the hotel room and then having to go to hospital. But there seems to be this kind of problem. I hope that's not what is going on here. I hope she wasn't, drink spiked or something, especially because they're saying that, she seemed confused and not 100% okay. I mean, anyone, trapped in a river for a bunch of hours. They said here, when she was found with ripped, dirty clothing and cuts on her body. At this time, she did say she didn't know how she ended up in the river. He also added in his 2 decades of experience with the department, what took place is something he rarely sees. I think it's truly a miracle that she was fine. Well, fine is a relative term. She was taken to hospital to get checked out, and she hopes to be able to talk with her friends in the shortly. They said I would tell her that I hope she is okay, and me and my kids really care about her. We want her to be safe and come home. Uh, Her mother spoke to the media on Thursday morning, but she did not wish to wait. WSMV4 spoke with her mum Thursday morning, but she did not wish to provide a comment to the media. MNPD said no criminal activity is suspected. They are continuing to investigate in the days and weeks to come. Well, look, it's better than someone winding up, unfortunately, the way Riley did. That's not what you want to hear about. Yeah, I think we all are a little still traumatized from what happened with the Riley strain search and then recovery. Yes, possibly. Yeah, there was a little documentary one of the news channels put out, and they interviewed women that had actually come forward to band together like a little group, and they all had similar experiences in the same bars that they'd only had one drink. They were with girlfriends. They weren't courting male attention at all, and they somehow had their drinks adulted and ended up being very sick for the next, 24 hours. Some of them ended up in hospital. Some of them ended up passed out in their hotel room, feeling like they were just, you know, dying basically. So these poor girls are definitely having some issues. Marjorie said there's something nefarious going on in Nashville. I definitely think there is a culture of preying on certain people. I unfortunately, it's a lovely city. There are so many nice people that work there, live there, that type of thing. But there's there's people that are sort of um, messing up that community spirit and being nice to travelers and tourists and trying to take advantage. There is something going on there for sure. Yes. How long was she missing? I think about 12 hours, right? She was missing about 12 hours or so. Let me double check. I thought it was like 12, but I may be wrong. Wednesday night into Thursday morning when they got separated. So today's Thursday. Early Thursday. So I don't know, like a number of hours. I don't think it was like a day or something like that. It was because today is Thursday in America. She was lost Wednesday night leading into Thursday morning. So a number of hours is what I would say. Yeah, woman found after search in Cumberland. Yes. All right, I'll go to News Channel 5. Maybe they have a complete timeline here. So officers are searching around the riverbank at First and Woodland for Alexandra Chamil, 33, who's visiting from New Jersey. She became separated from her friend at 3rd and Broadway before 2 a.m. and was reported missing at 3:42 a.m. And then she was located, has been found at updated at 8:40. So what would that be? I don't know, like something like that. And just throughout the day is what I would say. They were looking for her throughout the day. Is that a photo of her right there? Her arm is all busted up. Is that her?
From above, Sky 5 watches as emergency crews search for Alexandria Chimmel.
Mom had called in because her daughter had indicated she was in distress on the phone and then she lost contact with her.
Chimmel was last seen walking near First and Woodland after getting separated from a friend on Broadway. Detectives ending up finding one of her shoes near the Demumbrian statue on Gay Street.
They also found a small amount of blood, not enough to indicate a serious injury, but still, we didn't know how bad she could have been injured at that time.
The Nashville Fire Department came in to assist.
From my view looking over the embankment, it doesn't look like too far of a drop, but in fact, it's 100 feet down to the river. So it would be terrifying if you fell down it or even had to climb it.
We knew the phone was not the river, but our concern was that she was in the river.
Then out of nowhere, the search comes to an end when a detective looks out his car window.
And he was in the process of pulling up the safety cameras. He saw a female climb up the river embankment just down from where we are.
I believe what I heard them say was, it's her. And then immediately some of the detectives started yelling, medic, medic.
Which brought relief to her family.
Mom obviously was elated.
And first responders too.
She actually went into the river. The fact that she was able to pull herself out of the river, I think, is just a miracle.
In Nashville, Aaron Cantrell, News Channel 5.
There you go. I mean, I don't even know what to say about that, except for thank God she's alive. Let me just double check this.
Welcome back. We have an update now on some.
So what have you learned? What can you share with us?
Well, I'll tell you, some feared that this might be another tragic case, of course, similar to what happened to Riley Strain a few months ago. Still not clear exactly what happened to her, but we should learn more later today. The bottom line, it appears as though she is okay.
Okay. I just wanted to see if that had a better angle, but it does not. Hold on. Okay. Sorry, guys. People like to message me, apparently. Yeah, I'm glad she's found okay. The last thing we needed was another person to pass away. There's also a couple of things. They have drink coasters that you can buy that girls can use a straw or their finger or whatever, and they can drop a drop onto the coaster, and it'll tell them if the drink has been adulterated with any sort of narcotic or, any sort of, drink spiking chemical or drug or whatever. And they're very cheap. You can buy them in the thousands. They're not that expensive. The other thing I've seen that's really cool, on Shark Tank, a university student made a hair scrunchie that you can take out of your hair and you can put it over the cup and put the straw through it so no one can put stuff in your drink when you're not looking. It goes over the top of the glass and you can still have a straw. And that was a really cool idea because when you're finished with it, you can just take it off and put it back in your hair. And that was a really interesting idea for young ladies and young men. You can even just wear it around your wrist and you could just take it off and put it over the drink. The lesson is if you go out drinking, wear a life jacket. Maybe if you're in Tennessee, if you're in the city, maybe you might have to. They might have to give them out at pubs now. Every time you go to a pub in Nashville, they give you a life preserver. They're like, here's your life preserver. Leave your deposit at the counter and leave your coat at the, coat check-in. Bring back your life preserver in the morning when you are hungover. No, it's not funny, Ping. It's a serious subject. All right. I have a couple of little updates. One, last night, Twitter refused to take down the photos of the profile that I reported. I re-reported it, and they declined that report too, saying the profile with the revenge photos of that woman I was showing you, they said that profile does not break any rules of Twitter. So apparently, a woman who was killed by her partner in a DV related incident, who also posted her photos, naked photos, X-rated photos on Twitter, that account does not break any rules of Twitter. So I don't understand what type of company Twitter is running, but it's nice to know they're very big into protecting women. Good work, Twitter. Fantastic. You know, you guys are great. You know, the stupid thing about Twitter is when you report something, there's no way to add context to your report. They just got two little boxes that you can tick and that's it. Like there's nothing where you can write like to give the human on the other end some sort of context into what the hell you're reporting. And since Elon Musk has taken over, you can no longer speak to a human in their safety department. That department basically got shut down when he took over. So there's no one you can live chat with or you know, email or whatever. They just don't do that anymore. So that account is still up today. Very disappointing. I'd like to have those photos deleted again to give her some dignity in death, and so her daughter never has to find those photos while searching for her mum. Marjorie says they allow, yes, they do. Actually, it's in their rules. When I was reporting, I noticed that it does say on Twitter they do allow X-rated images on the service. So I don't know if that's what they're getting confused about and they think it's someone. See, the person who uploaded it also added a fake OnlyFans link to make the profile look like it's an OnlyFans person. So I don't know if they're just looking at it going, "Oh, it's just an OnlyFans adult worker. Why would you get that taken down?" And like I said, there's no way to add any context, so I can't write, "Hey, it's because of this. Check this article." But all it would take is for them to Google her name, and the first article is about that account. That's all they would have to do is Google her name. It's ridiculous. I know. Apparently, the Australian Federal Police and the local police where her crime happened have been trying to contact Twitter to take it down, and so far they've had no response from Twitter or X or whatever you want to call it. So far, no response, even to federal police in Australia. I'm just going to double check. Yeah, it's still up. I just wanted to check. Yeah, no, it's still up right now. Yeah. All right. Another update. So last night in the media down here, there was a story about the 4 people that were found in the house in Melbourne. Do you remember that? And they said that they all had some sort of synthetic narcotic in their system. Well, there was a news story out last night in Australian media, and I'm going to bring it to you. Hopefully, I can find it. By the way, I also brought you a story over the weekend of a small child who was killed by a train and her father no, sorry. Yes, the small child was killed by the train and her father jumped down to protect the children and he died as well. Um, that woman and her and their like whatever family she has left in Australia, she is going back to India permanently. She is taking the remains of her loved ones and she is going home because her husband was the one who had her immigration documents, and I think she was linked to his application. So now that he is no longer alive, it means she no longer has a valid visa for Australia, and she is heading back home. She is going home to India. Unfortunately, her journey to start a life in Australia is over, and she's returning back to her native country, unfortunately. Very sad to hear that, but I guess she doesn't know what else to do. Um, yeah, it says here, I'll show you a little bit. It says here the heartbroken mother who lost her husband and one of her young twin girls in a horrific train tragedy on Sunday is set to return to India for good with her loved one's remains. They're saying her husband died with his 2-year-old daughter after they were struck by a train as he desperately tried to save the twins when their stroller rolled onto the tracks at Carlton Station in Sydney South. They said that his other daughter miraculously escaped and was pulled almost unscathed from under the train. Now, the devastated mother will fly home to India as early as next week as she faced deportation from Australia within days over a visa. So, because the visa was in the husband's name, he is now no longer alive. Her bridging visa to her husband is no longer existent because he's, unfortunately suffered a terrible tragedy. It's very sad. So, she will head home and bury her loved ones back in India. Hey, Gail, thank you very much for the super chat. I very much appreciate it. Um, that's okay. You can be late. That's fine. Yeah, it is a very sad story of someone who tried to make their dream come true of moving to a different country for a better life, only to have it, ripped away from her in the most horrific of circumstances for them. I can't imagine trying to make those decisions while she's trying to process losing her husband and a child. It must be almost impossible. So I feel very sorry for her, and I'm sorry that her life in Australia is, as far as she's concerned, over. Um, it would have been nice if the community rallied to support her and keep her here so that she could, keep staying here if she wanted. If she wanted. Okay, I'm going to bring you the Broadmeadows story. All right. So it says here, bombshell twist as detectives give major update after 4 people were found dead in a Melbourne home as sinister new theories emerge. Now, if you didn't watch this episode when we did it, 4 people were randomly found deceased in a home in Melbourne. They were aged 17, 32, 42, and a 32-year-old. They said early toxicology results said that there was some sort of synthetic opioid in their system, and that is possibly what killed them. But new information and rumors swirling around the local street and community say that um, each of the deceased persons had their phones stolen by the person who supplied the drugs to them. That same person is also said to have taken ghoulish photos of the 4 after they were found dead in the home. So now they're saying maybe this was like this person killed them to maybe keep them quiet about the theft that this person had done to them. I mean, that is a bit weird, right? All 4 of these people had their phones stolen by the individual who then provided them with narcotics. Those narcotics then proceeded to kill them, and this person then took photos of their bodies. This is a bit weird. Now, this is the story going around the local community in the area. Uh, Very interesting that if this was just a drug overdose, then the coroner would have already been informed, a report would have been made. The fact that this investigation is still open at this time, even though the police are saying no foul play right now, it is a little odd. It's a little strange. And yeah, they said Victoria Police has refused to comment on the allegations, saying, as this matter is now before the coroner, it would be inappropriate to provide further details at this time. They said just days after the tragedy, police confirmed they had found evidence the victims had all consumed some kind of synthetic drug. They said no presence of fentanyl had been detected though. So it could be like, is it like nitazines? nitazines are this new type of drug that apparently very easy to overdose on. So it might be something like that. I don't know, but they're not releasing it either. But there's something wrong here, right? 4 people end up dead in the same household. None of the 4 were able to raise the alarm saying that, there was something wrong, there was an overdose going on, something like that. But no, they were just located the next morning, all unfortunately left this world overnight. Very, very sad. But if these rumors are true, I hope the police are going to research it a bit better and maybe there's someone to hold accountable. Nanalana, I'm sorry. When I first made this channel, I used to have white backgrounds and I got absolutely abused for having white backgrounds. People were like, You're on so late at night, you're burning our eyes. A lot of times we watch you in a dark room and it's like, very hard to watch. And, you know, I'm very sorry. I can't do both. And unfortunately, most people like the black background. They say it's easier to see. Okay, let's keep going, but very sad update on that. Now, one of the ones I've been trying to get an update on is the man's body who was found in San Bernardino in California. But so far, nothing. I haven't seen an update. I haven't seen a police press conference. Nothing. It's just like, yeah, we found a body. Thanks for that. We'll talk to you about it later. When we investigate and we have something, we'll come back. So far, no information about who that man might be, how he got there, who they might be looking for, or how he died or where he was killed. That no information. Very, very weird. I would have thought there would have been a huge press conferences and updates by detectives, something. But so far, it happened 2 days ago, and there hasn't been any further information than when they were found. Nothing. I've never seen that in an investigation. I'm just trying to see if one of the news channels has an update. Long Beach Police Retro. No. No. No, I don't have an update at all. But actually, this one is interesting. A woman arrested for allegedly killing her wife with a sword in San Dimas. So let's have a look at that one as our story, and then I'm going to try find more information about it.
Have arrested a woman suspected of killing her wife with a samurai sword in San Dimas. Bizarre video from last week shows deputies confronting a woman bloodied and holding the sword in the street. Investigators now say the deadly incident started as an argument. They say the suspect, Wei Qian Wang, attacked and killed her wife, Chen Chen Fei. She then allegedly attacked her mother-in-law, who was able to get the sword and escape and call for help. The mother is recovering. The suspect's been booked on suspicion of murder.
Hello, I'm Mark Brown. Get more great ABC7 content by clicking.
Yes, it is a sword. Look, right there. You can see the giant samurai sword in her hand. So she apparently killed her wife. So what the hell? Let me try and find more about this. San Dimas. Los Angeles, 9 hours ago.
Authorities have arrested a woman suspected of
It says here, a woman arrested for allegedly stabbing wife to death with sword in San Dimas. A 44-year-old woman is accused of stabbing her wife to death with a sword and has been arrested, authorities announced. The incident happened last Thursday in the 300 block of South Huntington Avenue between Arrow Highway and Cienega Avenue. According to the Los Angeles County Sheriff's Department, Wei Chen Huang and her wife Chen Chen Fei got into an argument at their home when Huang attacked Fei with a sword. Cell phone video obtained by Eyewitness News shows a woman carrying what appears to be a samurai sword before deputies stop her in the middle of the street. It's not immediately known if the woman caught on video walking with the sword was the victim or the suspect. Additional video showed her walking up to the front door of a home a few doors down with blood streaming down one arm and carrying the sword in the other. Investigators say Fei's mother was also attacked and listed in a stable condition from injuries sustained in the assault. The sheriff's department said she was able to get a hold of the sword and leave to get help. Huang was arrested and booked on suspicion of murder. Anyone with information is urged to call the Los Angeles County Sheriff's Department Homicide Bureau at 323-890-5500. You can also submit anonymous tips online at Crime Stoppers on 800-222-8477 or visiting lacrimestoppers.org. What the hell? Just, casual sword fight. Yeah, they kept a sword at the home. And it was sharp enough to hurt someone. That is pretty brutal. Yeah, a samurai sword. Ugh. Okay. I mean, I'm not sure what you want. Yeah, I have no idea. I mean, I'm glad they were able to find her and that she wasn't able to hurt anyone else. Pretty sad. You see these type of marriages go down the drain. It's very disturbing at the minimum. All right. Let me see what else I have. How much time do we have? Oh, I've got about 20 minutes. Okay. Okay. All right. Let me see if I've got an update on the baby. Remember the baby, the 1-day-old baby who was found in LA? Let me see if there's an update for you. That was in the Woodland Hills. I don't see an update for it, unfortunately. But I hope if it's what the lawyer for the woman was describing, and that's true, that it was a miscarriage, then hopefully it's gonna disappear from the news. That would be nice. Actually, there's a little interview here about Alison. I wanna play it for you before we go tonight here.
From the woman who spotted a missing Monterey Park teen near our station in a shocking turn of events. The teen now in DCFS custody. Eyewitness News reporter Annabelle Munoz explains why the mother also found Alison Chao is speaking publicly after listening to Alison's plea.
When 15-year-old Alison Jillian Chao went missing, family, friends, and strangers began sharing flyers in person and online. One of those flyers reached Rochelle one day before she picked up her morning coffee, where she unexpectedly spotted Alison walking by.
Something in my head said, it's her.
Rochelle called police and followed Alison by car for several blocks until she reached our ABC7 studios in Glendale.
She was very clear on, I've come to ABC to tell my story. No one else will listen to me. What struck me immediately was how self-possessed she was, sound of mind, very articulate, very clear on what the situation was.
After listening to Alison's plea, Rochelle decided to speak publicly.
She was crying, she was very upset, mostly about not being able to tell her story.
Alison's mother released a statement Tuesday saying in part, Alison is a young girl and her feelings about my divorce from her father are understandably complicated, but she has family, both my side and her dad's side, that loves and adores her. I will always do my best to protect Alison's interests no matter the circumstances and regardless of the stones that may be thrown at me. Allison's father thanked those who helped find her.
All the friends and community that come out and help, find her.
His sister believes Allison ran away because she did not want to be with her mother. Allison's court-appointed attorney says the complex situation should not be playing out in public, and that based on her advocacy for Allison, including, among other things, consultation with medical professionals, the judge has made determinations that are solely in Allison's best interest, including awarding Allison's mother, Annie Chao, sole decision-making authority regarding Allison's mental health and sole physical custody of her. According to Mr. Chao's attorneys, DCFS is currently involved. Rochelle, who is a mother, and someone who is just learning about Allison's case, underscored she believes Allison does not feel heard.
I can only tell you that this is someone who's 3 years short of adulthood, who believes that she's deeply unheard and that she has no avenue
of her. Allison's case underscored.
There you go. That's the woman who noticed her when she was near the television studio, or KTLA, or whoever they were, ABC7 in Glendale. I agree. I think everything we've heard, everything we've witnessed, every video we've seen leaked out from the family has demonstrated a young woman who is, or a teenager, that is, her views and concerns are not being taken seriously by the people who are able to make decisions for her. Yeah, I think that's the way I'd put it. Or diving. Maybe we could watch diving. Sean, I also agree. I had this conversation last night that I'm very worried about Paris, that they've had a lot of incidents there related to what you're talking about. And I was like, I hope they have a plan, because I can see those groups wanting to make a spectacle out of what is supposed to be a fun time for everyone, and a celebration for the city and the athletes. And so I am very concerned about that too. Right, I agree. It doesn't seem like she has, like, her father advocates for her, and so do his family and other people, but it just seems like no one is listening to what this girl is saying. If you go to Steve's Twitter and you read those documents, which I will not read out on this channel due to the nature of them, dealing with an underage juvenile, you will see just a glimpse into what she thinks. Yes, yes, but I can't detail what that says, sorry, due to, I've already said all that. Thank you, though. I appreciate it. It's all good. I could tell you more, if I could tell you more about what and where that information and how that happened and stuff, I would let you know, but trust me, I know about it. We reported on it very early in the show. If you want to go back, you can watch it. But there's some things I cannot talk about on YouTube, and one of them is some of the details within those documents. I can't. I did it very briefly and said sort of what Steve said, but I can't go into what. There's a box on this document, and I'll tell you what it says. It says, give more details how the person was A on this day. Details include what was said, done, or sent to you. Examples equal text messages, emails, photos, or personal recounting, that type of thing. There is a scenario there in this document. If you'd like to read it and see that insight, you can. Just remember this. These information, apparently, according to Steve, were public information that were in the wild. It's not something that anyone has pulled like via a court order or a freedom of information request or anything like that. They'd probably just open documents. So, but if you want to read the finer details, as I call it, they are on his Twitter, and you can go there to read it. It's SF Investigates. So, yeah, I can get you Steve's link. Yeah, there we go. I'll put Steve's link in the chat for you all. There's Steve's link on the screen. Oops, sorry. Yes, that is true. There's Steve's link there. Yeah, there is more to the story, and I would be very concerned how someone was able to get even some rights over that child when these allegations have been made, and how anyone has power over her to do anything if these allegations can be proven. But if a child is saying this to a confidant in private during a medical setting, I would be very, very concerned about what she doesn't feel brave enough to say, like, to that person, because it takes a lot of courage to speak up to someone you're not that super familiar with and tell them very personal details about what has happened to you. So I think she's very brave, and I think there's probably more there that we don't know about, or at least is not public. The other thing, yeah, it says here there were even threats to kill to cover up the SA and PA. So there's a lot of allegations there. Yes, that is true. Yeah. Yeah, there's problems. We know. We're working on some stuff behind the scenes. We just can't do anything with it right now. We're waiting um we're waiting on some fact checking and some verification of a couple of things, but there'll be more in the next couple of days. I've got to get it verified. I can't just be coming on Twitter. I mean, this stuff is, at least I trust Steve and I trust where the information come from. But there's some other things I want to talk about that is happening in connection with this, but I can't talk about it until I must have confirmation of it, because it's very serious. It affects a lot of people, and I don't want to be the mouthpiece for it unless I can 1000% verify that it's real. So just give me a little bit more time. I'm working with a couple of people to get it done. We're just trying to sort through it. And it's a bit tricky because we're dealing with a juvenile female. There's some things, we can do, there's some things we can't do, but we're trying to get there. We're very much trying to get there. Emily says, I forgot to tell y'all, a baby was put in a dumpster here. The baby is alive, and a baby box was only, oh no. They just installed what do they call it? A free, not a free, free babies. No. Safe drop thing, right? They call it like a safe drop, like in a fire station. You can put the baby in there. I didn't know that. What did we have the other day? We had the child in LA that was found, unfortunately, less than a day old and was no longer alive. And the mum presented to hospital, profusely bleeding. And then there was an investigation launched because they found the baby in the bin at her residence after she appeared at a hospital asking for medical help. Let me see about this other one. So this is in Houston. Oh no, it's a little baby. Look, they said, look, a little baby found in the dumpster right there. They're holding it.
New video of the moment a newborn baby was pulled from a dumpster in Houston over the weekend. The manager of a nearby apartment complex says a woman gave birth inside a nearby food truck and dumped the baby in the dumpster before coming back to work to clean up the mobile restaurant. Police say the baby boy is in good health and is now with Child Protective Services.
It says here, a suspect has been identified after an abandoned newborn was found crying by a dumpster in Houston. A person called 911 early Sunday afternoon reporting that they had heard a baby crying near a dumpster at an apartment complex. And there's a photo of the little baby with the fire department. Aw, poor little kid. They said first responders found the infant in the dumpster area. Video captured by a bystander showed first responders rescuing the baby from the dumpster, appearing to swaddle him in a blanket. The newborn was transported to a local hospital and is believed to be in good health. CPS has since taken custody of him. It's unclear how long the infant was by the dumpster. You know, I see this photo and I'm so grateful that the baby is alive. The one in LA, it was so heartbreaking to watch the medical examiner come, and she picked up this like tiny little blanket, right? And she walked it to the medical examiner van and placed it very carefully in the back seat. And I was like, that's not a blanket, that's a baby. And she just like she was so gingerly holding it and walking to the car and placed it in the back seat. I was like, I don't know how she does that job. She must be very like it must be very hard. What? Do I have pinglets? No, I don't have any children. Oh, your oldest son lives in San Antonio. It's his birthday today. Hey, happy birthday, Glitter is Forever's son. Hope you have a great birthday. Yeah, it's so little, right? The one in LA was even smaller. It was like this big. It was only tiny. Is that this one? Oh, it's in Lubbock, not San Antonio. Okay. Lubbock in the Panhandle. All right, let's have a look at Lubbock. All right, Lubbock. Okay, here. From Everything Lubbock. Let's go there.
Purpose of having a baby box here in Lubbock is to give mothers a way to safely give up their child without fear of prosecution or an arrest. Now, it's still unclear tonight if that mother who left her newborn in a dumpster near East 4th and Cherry Saturday morning knew about Lubbock's new baby box at the fire station near 50th and Utica. But tonight, one of the women who helped make it a reality tells our Maddie Powers they've clearly still got work to do. Maddie?
Yeah, Matt, Summer Strauss played a big role in bringing the first baby box to Lubbock. And she says when she heard the news of what happened on Saturday morning, she was filled with an incredible amount of pain, especially given the fact of what had just been unveiled 2 days before.
I think my first thought, even kind of working the past 9 months, almost to a year, about getting in the boxes and stuff, first thought is just so heartbreaking.
Summer Strauss says the whole point of bringing baby boxes to Lubbock was to avoid events like Saturday, which is why she says more education is needed.
Our kind of plan initially was we have a brochure that is ready to go and kind of releasing that after all four were done. We pivoted very hard this weekend. We're like, no, we need it now. So the goal is to push out a brochure this week to different places that we feel that would meet these needs.
48 hours after Safe Haven unveiled their first baby box in the South Plains, a newborn was found less than 10 miles away in a dumpster in East Lubbock. Safe Haven CEO Monica Kelsey feels similar to Strauss.
Texas has always been the #1 state in America for infant abandonment. And to know that one of our cities that has a box got a baby in a dumpster instead of our box is just heartbreaking.
And Kelsey says what's even more gut-wrenching is that the child's mother has now found herself in an extremely difficult place.
We are walking with these moms. This mom that placed this baby in this dumpster, we're not walking with her, and we could have been. And we could have avoided all of this if she would have just called and said, hey, what are my options?
And Strauss says while it may be hard to believe, the situation could potentially have a bright side to it.
I know it's really hard to show grace to a mother that had dumped her baby in a dumpster, but I feel like this just pushes people and it should encourage people to educate themselves.
Now, we reached out to Lubbock police about their investigation into this and the condition of that child. They didn't tell us much, but are still asking that if you have any information on the whereabouts of the child's mother, call the crime line at 806-741.
You know, I think last time we looked at this, we had some concerns with the safety Dropbox thing that some of them are installed. They have a timer where the mum can make a little bit of a getaway and be anonymous. Some of them, the alarm goes off instantly. I don't know if maybe that freaked her out, the mum in this situation, or it was just a pure um, abandonment. I'm not sure, but either way, it means there's a mom out there who's not having a great time, and I hope she has a better future. Hopefully, the baby will get a nice, loving foster family for them, a good one, not the crap one that I had, a good one. Um, happy birthday to Mamma Mia's 2 Leos. Yes, 2 Leos. We like the Leos. My daughter and son-in-law's birthday is today. Hey, Mamma Mia, happy birthday to your daughter and your son-in-law for today. Tell them Ping sends them some lion Leo pride because, us Leos have to stick together. It's actually my birthday in 2 weeks. I'll be 40. I won't be 30 anymore. Someone help me. Please. Eminem, come rescue me. Emily Nobbs says, yes, sadly, I guess she was scared or didn't know. Yes. Brenda says, I wish that would be possible to fix and show these broken souls that there is better ways. I think some of them are a bit interesting too. Like, some of them are like, if they get caught, they have to go through like forced counseling and stuff like that. And I'm just like, I think the less complicated we make it, maybe the better and easier to access it will be. Yeah, sending everyone birthday love, everyone. Hope you all have a good birthday. Actually, I think we have to get out of here. We have to get out of here. Oh, we've got a couple of minutes. I'm so old, Vicky. No, I get it. You should do a wish list. I never ask for anything for my birthday. I never do. I got asked what I wanted to do for my 40th this year, and I was like, "Can we just go out and eat something for dinner?" They're like, "Do you want a party? Do you want to have like we'll hire an event space and we'll invite everyone?" And I'm like, I'm just happy to go into the pub and having a meal, seeing everyone. That's fine. I'm not a big celebration person. Mama Mia says, "Ping, my daughter is the one that hit the 1,000 button." Is it? It was your daughter? Thank you to Mama Mia's daughter. You are my favorite person. That really helped out. Hitting that 1,000 was really uh, cathartic. We'd been sitting in the 900s for so long. It really felt like a grind to get over the top of that 1,000. Worked so hard. We're at like 300. We've done We've done like 330 live streams in less than a year on this channel. For over 300. I worked it out last night. There's like over 500 hours of content on this channel. 500 hours already, and we're just getting started. So Glitter is Forever says, I think you should set up a post office box or something in the US. I have a PO box. I haven't made it public because I don't get very many requests to send anything. So I haven't really put it on the YouTube or anything, but we do have one. Yeah, it hasn't been a need so far. Thank you. Thank you to Mamma Mia's daughter. It is very awesome. I very much appreciate it. But hey, in a couple of days, we're gonna start doing the Olympics. So I'll be on at weird times. I may be on late at night for me, so it'll be like early morning for you. I may even be on very, very early morning Australian time, so we can watch some stuff at like 5 a.m. It'll be very interesting. So we're gonna hang out. I'm gonna see if we can do a live stream. The only issue with the Olympic ones, they will not be saved. We'll have to probably delete them at the end because of, you guys can guess why. I will check it out though. I'll see what the legalities are like. I'm not sure if maybe the Olympics, the IOC are okay with that. Maybe because there's a lot of different companies doing live streams of it. Maybe that's okay. I'll look into what the issues are. But yeah, we're gonna have fun, and yeah, we're gonna watch some different events over the next couple of weeks. So I hope you tune in for that. It'll be a bit different. It'll be a chance for us to relax and just hang out and not do crime. Oh, all right, I'm going to get out of here. I'm going to see you guys in about an hour and 40 minutes. We're going to be back for the late, late show, okay? Nah, it's all right. Trisha's always late. Actually, no, I think she's got a guest, so I got to get out of here. Hey, I love you all. Vicky K, you turned 70 with pride, okay? Love you. Love you all. Vicky K, you're awesome. By the way, I want to thank these people very, very quickly. Very quickly, where is my link? I want to thank Sean A, Vicky K, Emily Nab, and Kim F. Thank you all for your donations in the last 24 hours. I really appreciate it. It goes directly to support this channel, and it helps out big time because we're on here like 15 hours a week or something. I'll see you in an hour and a half, okay? See ya. Bye.